Hello, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Freaks Originals. And for this very special episode on our Jurassic World Rebirth Special Series, this is our Titanosaurus Lego custom. A closer look, guys. So here it is. So hi there everyone, and we have here our part 2 of the Jurassic World Rebirth Titanosaurus Lego custom. And as you can see here it is alongside Zora Bennett. As you can see, it's quite big. Well, not as big as my Argentinosaurus, but anyways, it does, give out the size on our Titanosaurus. It is magnificent to look at. You can see that it has a certain stance to it because it actually uses the old Brachiosaurus figure that I did from way back. Alright, so of course later on we'll be having size comparisons, although you can see here that it's already as big, very big, but later on we'll be coming to that as well. So let's go on with the closer look on our Titanosaurus from Jurassic World Rebirth. So since it's so big, I'm not gonna move it around. We're just going to move the camera around it. If you get what I mean. So yeah, let's start from the head, shall we? So we have here the head of the Titanosaurus. It's actually part Brachiosaurus figure here that I did from the base figure, and then of course the rest would be some parts of another Brachiosaurus figure that I did. It actually opens and closes its mouth like so, and it does have this sail on its neck, starting from the base of the head here, going towards here around mid 1/4 of the head. The eyes are painted like it's going to pop out of its head, and we have here some highlights also on the head parts as well. So in the second trailer of the Titanosaurus, it doesn't have a bulging head to it, so that is why I kept it like this one. But in some other parts, I think they are very much like that of the D-Rex, which is a beluga-like type of head, but I didn't want that, so I kept on with just a simple a bulbous, a little bit of a bulb here, but not so much that it so represents that of a D-Rex. Now the coloration on the head and neck of the Titanosaurus here, you can see that there are broad stripes on the neck, but mostly there are flat black or really dark brown coloration here on the neck, and it does work fine with a sauropod this big. It does have some speculate that it does look like a zebra, but it doesn't, in my opinion, and it's a really good take on how to depict a sauropod. And yeah, so going down its neck, you can see here that it's really broad, very much with most what do you call those Titanosaurs? Yeah, so and it does come up to a really broad shoulder here. If you guys don't know, this actually has a walking action, and I'm going to show that to you later on. So this comes up to the body, which is really bulky as well. The body would have a lot of studs in it. It has 4x2, 4, 6, 8, 4x8 studs on the back, which is the most that I've used for a specific sauropod custom. Then it goes out here on the base of the tail, where we have our another sail for the Titanosaurus. If you have watched the tutorial video on this one, I actually used the Mutadon sail here for this one. I could have used a different kind of material for this, but I think the sale of the Mutadon would be perfect for this particular custom. And then of course going down the tail, which is quite, you know, a bit of issue for me in terms of, you know, speciation of the Titanosaurus. Titanosaurus won't have, you know, whip-like tails. They're more for the diplodocids, but anyways, it does somehow work with the figure as well. It does have this whip-like tail to it, although it's mainly I would say mainly present in most diplodocids. In the movie itself, or in the trailer, it does have this really long whip-like tail, and it actually this is my first time to ever make a really long tail like this. But anyways, you can see here that it's actually made of rubber wiring, and it's actually malleable, and you can, you know, you can reposition it in such a way that, you know, you can actually play with it like so. Alright, so this one comes with 3 batteries, 3 AA batteries, and it has an on and off switch here on the bottom part of the figure, which you barely can see here, so it's quite hidden. And I think that is something that I've considered when I was actually using this particular base figure, when I was doing the Lego Jurassic World Rebirth Titanosaurus. And that's it for the closer look on our Titanosaurus, guys. I'll be showing you the walking action next. So we have here Zora Bennett again, and she's back for some size comparisons. And as you can see here, compared to our Titanosaurus here, our little, well, not so little minifigure here is dwarfed by this huge figure, which is our Titanosaurus. Alright, so here is a size comparison between human and also the Titanosaurus. You can see that it's quite large, and it's around the same size as what we have here, although this could be a little bit smaller than is expected. Now let's compare this with some of the sauropod customs that we've done here on the channel, as well as in Ibito Universe. But first, let's compare with the only, and well, at least the second or the first sauropod that was released by Lego. This is the Lego Brachiosaurus, and here it is, the Lego Brachiosaurus, guys. And comparing it with our Lego Brachiosaurus, definitely our Titanosaurus here would be much larger. I think my Brachiosaurus custom was was much larger than the Titanosaurus, but nonetheless, here is the Lego Brachiosaurus compared with the Titanosaurus custom that I have. Alright, so moving on with some of my sauropods as well. So one of the smallest sauropods that we've created here on the channel would be the Europhosaurus, which is a Brachiosaurus as well. Here it is compared to the Titanosaurus, definitely much smaller than our big guy here. This one is quite a really simple build, and if you want to build one yourself, you can check out the tutorial video as well as the closer video on the Europhosaurus. Another small fellow that we did here, or was done in Ibito Universe, would be this one. This is the Amnetosaurus. I think that's how it is pronounced, right?
Yeah.
And Amdenosaurus, I mean. So the Amdenosaurus is it looks like a titanosaur, so it must be the smallest titanosaur ever. And you can see that it does have this wide base of the neck to it, and then the body slopes down, very similar to what this big guy looks like. So they look the same. It looks like a baby Titanosaurus. What do you guys think? So check out the channel Ibitoy Universe for the dinosaurs, guys. If you want to make one yourself, then there's also a tutorial video on that one. Another one, and a small sauropod as well, would be this one. This is the Nigersaurus, guys. So the Nigersaurus is another relatively small sauropod, although much bigger than a human already. It does have this peculiar head to it, which looks like a lawnmower, and probably that is also the purpose of this particular sauropod. It can browse down with small or low-lying grass, and it would pick up on those vegetation as well. So yeah, so check out the Nigersaurus, guys. This is a really cool build, and you might want to add to your collection if you want to build one yourself. Another would be, and also one of the more famous medium-sized sauropods, would be the Amargasaurus. And this was done way back before, and I've got the chance to revisit it and make some revisions to it, because yeah, well, there's a difference on how I paint now my dinosaurs, and I wanted it to be at least updated and recreated in a way that it would look very similar to how I paint my dinosaurs now. And you can see here that I made some modifications to the neck of the Amargasaurus with certain, what do you call those, flaps on top of its head. It does look more weird than it was weirder before. And yeah, so check out the video on my Amargasaurus. Comparing it with the Titanosaurus, definitely is much smaller, of course. Okay, so moving on, we have another medium-sized sauropod. This is the level 40 Jurassic World the game. Bonitosaurus. I almost forgot the name, but this is actually one of my favorite works from Mike of Ibitoy Universe. I really like the coloration of it. The combination of the blues, the yellows, and the purples makes me really hungry. It looks like some, the delicacy here in the Philippines, we call it ube with queso. So, if you guys don't know, I'm from the Philippines, and I'm a Filipino, and yeah, so one of the delicacies that we have here would be just that. And comparing it, of course, with our Titanosaurus, much smaller. I think this is one of the earliest works of Ibitoy Universe, so please check it out. It's such a cool build, and if you want to make one yourself, I think, for example, you'd like to make a Diplodocid or something like that, then you could definitely check out the channel, guys. Another work from Ibitoy Universe would be this hybrid, which is the Parasaura. And the Parasaura here is another level 41. Of course, he does that. He wants very colorful dinosaurs, and he can get those from references such as Jurassic World the game, and the level 41s are extra. So here we have our Parasaura. It does have attributes of the Parasaurolophus, and of course the Bonitosaurus. I think that's a combination of it. And you have here combinations of orange, yellows, greens and blues, and it does work actually. The black running down its body breaks down the colors evenly and distributes it in a way that it does work. So check out the channel, guys, Ibitoy Universe. Last of my medium-sized sauropods would be this one, and this is the Tyrannosaurus. And the reason why I'm putting it here is because it's quite unique to most of the sauropods. Not only that, it does have a different shape of the head to it. The neck is relatively short. However, the tail here would have what do you call that? A ankylosaur like end to it, and it's quite unique to most of these sauropods. And yeah, so it's a good addition to my collection of growing sauropods, and it does have a really cool color scheme, right? So check out the channel, guys. Two more left, guys. So we have here our, or I mean, Ibito Universe version of the Sonorosaurus, and one of the subscribers from Ibito Universe actually mentioned that the Sonorosaurus does look very similar to the Titanosaurus. And why is that? Well, technically it does have sails. One sail here on the neck portion and another one on its back. Although if this could have gone here on the lower end, it could have been very, very similar to the Titanosaurus. Another key feature here is that the Sonorosaurus does have this really wide base of the neck to it, making it much more similar to a Titanosaur more than a Brachiosaurid as it was depicted in the Jurassic World game. So anyway, this is a really cool build to it. It's not as flashy as the other Jurassic World the game, Jurassic World the game creatures. It does have some splashes of colors on it, like reds or light blues like that, but mostly it's gray, so that is why it does have a really cool color scheme for me. It's not as flashy, but still it does have that touch of Jurassic World level 40 type of creature. Okay, and lastly would be my reversion of the Brontosaurus excelsus. So here it is, guys. I'm quite proud of this one because I tried to be as much as possible accurate to what a Brontosaurus would look like. The Brontosaurus have been one of the earliest dinosaurs, or it's actually the first dinosaur that I've known of from when I was a kid, not even T-Rex. So I wanted to have one for myself, and since Brontosaurus is now a valid genus, I created one for myself. So here it is, guys. So I have recolored it actually from when I first did it, so you might not recognize this color scheme, but yeah, so it works really well with the overall shape of the sauropod. It does have a really long neck to it, and then the a diplodocid tail here. It didn't have, I didn't want it to have the a tail as long as that one, but it still does work. It does have those toes on the insides of the feet, and yeah, it's very accurate, for at least from my perspective. And if you haven't seen the Brontosaurus, guys, yet, please check it out on my channel, Ibito Universe. I'll also be placing in the link below. Alright, so that's it for the size comparisons, guys. Let's now move on with, and this is Extinct Species Roll Call, and we have here all of the sauropods that I've shown you here so far on this particular video. And if you do have other suggestions of other sauropods, then definitely put them down in the comments below so that I can read them up and probably see if I can add it to my current selection or current collection of sauropods here on the channel. Also, Sorry here would like to remind you guys that all that you see here is actually available in our, oops, where's she going? It's actually available in our Extinct playlist, but I'll also be placing individual links of each of the species that you see here so that you won't have to go through, you know, a lot of the videos that I've already uploaded here on the channel. But I'd appreciate it if you take the adventure with me and go through from when I was starting until how it is now. Alright, so let's start with our Extinct species roll call. Let's start from this side going there. So first, this is the Jurassic World level 40 Ibito Universe Parasaura. This is the Extinct Ibito Universe Jurassic World the game level 40 Bonirasaura. This is the Jurassic World game level 40 Sonorosaurus by Ibito Universe again. This is another custom by Ibito Universe, which is the his version of the Dinosaurus. This is my version of the Brontosaurus. This is the Extinct Bricks Nigersaurus, the Extinct Bricks version of the Europasaurus, my version of the what do you call this? The Shunosaurus, and then of course my version of the or the Extinct Bricks version of the Amargasaurus. And of course, the start of the show here. Sorry guys, I may not have. I may try to lift it up, but anyways, this is the start of the show here. Everything's gonna fall. This is the Extinct Bricks version of the Jurassic World Rebirth Titanosaurus. And I hope you enjoyed this particular video, guys. This is something that this is actually the largest of the dinosaurs in the series that I'm making right now. So give it a like, guys, share it with your friends, and of course consider subscribing to the channel. It does help, and any kind of support from you guys would really be appreciated. And that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next. Bye bye for now.